have to draw the line.
Why not just do everything? Yeah, so...
Let's take a call.
I understand that.
Hello, you're on Redbar. Hello? Hello?
Hello? I don't know.
We have another call.
Okay.
Oh, wait. Answering this call, merge calls. Oh, this is new. Answering this call will put your active call on hold or merge calls. Okay, merge calls.
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
My grandmother died from MDMA.
Let's not say who this is. This is just a caller. Let's see how long we can keep this up.
I heard, first time listener.
Yeah.
My grandmother actually got a hold of some bad MDMA.
Oh, wow. Tell us. What happened? What happened? I never hear about grandmothers and MDMA. This is,
she opened up the capsules, and she was actually shoving it up her ass.
Sure.
And the doctor said you can only do that with like 3 pills before it turns into...
Yeah. So she was going back and forth with the doctor asking for his advice before the shoving of MDMA capsules up
She
her.
couldn't reach her own asshole. She had to get a medical.
She took risks, that grandma. She really did.
They paid off.
So
she's high
not
in
only
heaven.
did she hear about MDMA, but she wanted to take it anally. Against nobody's recommendation.
Yeah, that actually, the guy that gave me this Benzo Fury.
Yeah, I want to talk about the Fuhrer.
This is great stuff, but this guy actually took it by shoving it up his ass. That's how he took it.
Really?
Yeah.
I've heard of that. I feel like I'm not there yet, you know?
It's the same way I feel about anal sex. It's like when pussies stop feeling good,
100%. 100%. And I'll know, like, I'm not into it, like, in thumbnails and porn, I got to put my hand over almost. I don't want to see a gaping, black, mysterious... I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not into that.
I put one of those smiley face stickers from Walmart right on the ass.
Yeah. Like, I usually put, a little Band-Aid on there. She doesn't know.
Yeah, you got to look into this Benzo Fury.
Benzo Fury. Anybody in the chat know about this? I heard. What is the technical term? 6AB. What is it? It's
Yeah. Well, I guess it's so chemically close to MDMA. It just has a different branch.
A lot of stuff branching off of that lately.
Chemically, and that's how they got around the law. So it was legal for a while, and now, yeah. So
I want to ask you this. How many times have you experimented with like an MDMA-like thing?
Me?
Yeah, if you could count just like how many times you've done it.
How many times have I just done MDMA?
MDMA or this Benzo Fury, anything similar to, that idea.
Hello. 50?
Okay. Do you feel like it's safe enough for human consumption? Do you feel like people could handle this?
No.
You don't. So you
Not
think it
most
should be
people.
an illegal substance?
There's certain people who just can't handle.
But do you think that you should be not allowed to do it? Because that's the question. You said you've done it 50 times. I'm assuming you fucking love it. You know what I mean? It's like I was talking to you earlier today. I was saying, I don't think there's a better feeling. Tickle my balls sober. It's not going to feel that good. Fucking lick my asshole. I don't think there's anything close to it. Deep dish pizza, steaks.
Sitting and just rubbing a girl's back feels better than sex when you're not on MDMA.
Exactly.
Like sitting and just like rubbing on a girl, like just in a group of people, even like not even explicit, like rubbing her leg, rubbing her back, just casually while you're high on MDMA.
It really feels like
sex when you're not on MDMA.
I've never gotten close to a feeling of this all makes sense now than when I've been on an MDMA-like substance. As far as you know, I don't know, 32 years living on the planet, I think I could fucking judge for myself which experience have felt the best. And, you know, you want me to make a list, MDMA is fucking on the top of it. And knowing that, it's like weird that we want to strive towards everything else. Like, it's totally okay to want to be the richest person, but to want to feel the best physically is not allowed, which is crazy to me. You would think
I just want to be the richest so I can buy more MDMA.
Exactly. You don't even have to be rich to be on MDMA every day, but here's the rub about MDMA, and this is why I think it's real. You can't do it every day. It won't work. It just won't work. Chemically, it will not work. You can't do MDMA more than maybe twice in a row before the effects don't work. And
the second time isn't like the first.
Never. And you couldn't even right now, I haven't done it in a couple of months. If I went and did it, I have to go in expecting nothing almost. Sometimes it does not work. It works with your body. It does a little dance with your chemicals in your body, and if it's not synced up, it's not going to happen. It's almost like trying to get a boner when you're having sex. Just because you want to have sex doesn't mean you're going to get fucking hard.
When they make this shit illegal, it's the reason you feel different every time is because you get it from a different place. It's a different batch. It's cut with something different, and then they go like, well, look, somebody died from it. It's like, well, if it was fucking legal and you could regulate it, and it was a consistent product that Philip Morris put out,
exactly.
Like, then it wouldn't kill anybody, and if it did, it'd be a huge deal.
Yeah, every time they talk about a drug that's killing somebody is because some scumbag cut it with a bunch of rat poison, and these kids drank 50 Red Bulls and took 20 of them. It's never.
And then they take down Silk Road, which is a legit marketplace where people had reviews on their products. You could shop around.
Keeping drugs off the streets.
Yeah, 500 people said this guy has a good, pure product. They loved it. He has 5-star reviews. I ordered from this guy instead of driving through Compton.
Big mistake. I mean, that's so a big. Dumb. If you want to, the DEA, your job is to keep crime. The whole reason most drugs are, the idea behind prostitution being illegal is the crime factor. Silk Road alleviated the crime factor. You didn't have anybody worrying about, no one had to keep a gun because everyone was anonymous. You didn't have a guy worrying about a guy breaking into his house, stealing his drugs because there's no point of contact. You had a good situation that was going to alleviate a ton of crime. And you chose to fuck with it because you're just obeying, brain dead orders.
No, but they did get all the people who used to do heroin and get it off Silk Road. They don't do heroin anymore. So
that's good. You know what? Listen,
that never happens.
What do you mean?
Like I'm saying, anyone who did heroin and was getting it off Silk Road, now it's not like they don't do heroin.
Oh,
anymore.
Yeah, exactly. They're just getting it in a worse, more dangerous way. It was to have a rating system. Listen, if 1,000 people say your fucking drug is pure and it doesn't fucking murder me, then we're going to buy from you. And then less people are going to get murdered because they know what they're buying.
Why do you have a Kids Bop poster on your screen?
Oh, those are the Redbar kids.
What the fuck?
Oh, that's Manny and Akira and
looks
Julie.
Like a Sunny D commercial.
Yeah, they're the Redbar kids. They owe me.
Oh, God.
Anyway, I really, all drugs aren't considered equal, and some of my best experiences in my life ever have been on drugs. I'm sorry. It just is.
Why didn't we do MDMA when you were here in December?
I did, remember? I think you left the party, and I was fucking rolling my fucking ass off.
Well, I kept trying to light pillows on fire and throw them off the building.
Well, was I into it or hey, man, pillows have a life too?
I think the Airbnb place was in that girl's name, and she was getting mad that I was lighting furniture on fire.
Yeah, and I had to be on MDMA, so.
Your brother loved it.
Yeah, you know what? I would have loved that if it wasn't something I'd have to deal with. You know what I mean? You lighting pillows on a place that I'm responsible for is something that I'd have to deal with. So, but otherwise, yeah, please burn.
I was going to throw them overboard afterwards so nobody would know that I lit pillows on fire.
I'm probably okay with it. I don't even talk to that girl anymore, to be honest.
The accent, is sexy for 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Really? You're absolutely right. And first it is intriguing, and then you realize I think the Australian accent might be worse than fucking Russian. It's
almost like when you date somebody who is like trailer trash.
Yeah.
They're the way they speak gets on your nerves.
I'm going to go as far as to say everyone in Australia is a fake-ass poser. I really believe that. I think Australian people, they make it all about them and they lie. I really do believe that. They always try to sway the conversation into, in Australia, we don't give a fuck. It's just more fucking dirt in you people. Have you been over there yet?
No.
Don't go. You'll be in so much pain. Just that flight alone fucks with you need like a month to recover from that flight when you land.
That's what I mean. When I fly back from London, it's 11 hours.
It's different. London wasn't as bad, although my London trips have also been burnt out piece of shit. Like, I feel pretty shitty physically when I'm in London. I can't.
There's something they're doing over there in the air.
Well, I think people in London are like retarded yokels. They're like weird. They're like,
I just don't know why everybody gets so mad that I expect things to be better. Like when you go into a place,
and then they want to,
isn't it wonderful? And you're like, no.
And then they're like,
just offended.
What they do though back is they're like, oh, he's just a consumerist American. He doesn't know. Like they fucking think that they're right the whole time. But I always felt like, especially you want to talk about restauranting in London. Jesus Christ. If you're an American and you go to fucking Europe and you expect restaurant experience to be like it is in America, you're going to be fucking pissed.
It's the opposite of here where you have to pretty much go to a chain to get something you can eat.
People don't even they have be a waitress. Like sometimes they're a waitress. Sometimes it's up to you. And like,
no, they don't have, like if you go sit down at a table in a pub, you're not going to get somebody coming over going, what do you guys want?
And that bacon is just,
oh, ridiculous.
It's insane. I don't understand why they couldn't put them back to back. I'm totally open to new tastes.
Every time I go there, I feel like I'm the first person allowed onto an island that nobody's been on in 20 years. And nobody from there has ever traveled anywhere else to see how good things are.
Well, London's pretty close to like the United States as far as anything else. Think about other places.
It's just there's something off. I can't.
It is. It's like parallel dimension shit. It's like everything seems right, but it's just a slight to the left.
Yeah, but somehow ketchup is 75 cents everywhere.
Yeah, dining experiences for sure were fucking negative 10 points on my scale. It just, they don't, I don't know, maybe they're all happier as human beings. When I dine, I need to be fucking like very happy with my experience.
No, but we sound like douchebags. You understand most people think like McDonald's is great.
Yeah, but I mean, like, have you had a positive restaurant experience in London?
Yeah, but it was like it's like a $40 steak place.
Yeah,
and it's still not like if you were to pay $40, $50 for a steak here, it would be better here, of course.
Exactly. Like their best places are like our chain best places as far as steakhouse. It's weird.
If I went in somewhere and it was as good as Applebee's here, I'd be floored.
I'm not kidding. It's not far from that at all. I didn't have one good.
Outback Steak, like if you go to Outback Steakhouse, it's not going to be the best steak you ever had, but it's going to be a good, consistent quality steak.
But I feel like their fancy restaurants are worse than Outback.
Of course they are.
They are. I'm not kidding, and it's way more expensive too.
No, I think all their cows have that same gloomy disposition that makes the meat.
They're incest cows. They're inbred. They're like,
milk's good, isn't it?
Hey, it's all right. You just need the self.
Other day, I'm down at the pub.
What do you got to enjoy it?
Talking to me mate called Andy.
Yeah, they don't
taking a piss.
Yeah.
Taking a piss.
They don't think that they think it's like selfish to enjoy something. Like they think what is it got to be enjoyable?
You need ice in your drink, do you? Like, yeah.
I just want to, but it's so much more expensive. You think that it's going to be like nice. That's the problem. We go there and we pay like fancy restaurant prices and we get like McDonald's service and we're like, what the fuck? And they're like, spooled Americans.
I wish I got McDonald's service.
Exactly.
I'm not shitting you. I went into a McDonald's there one night. It was like 2 a.m. And I go like, let me get a quarter pounder. Well, they don't have quarter pounders, so whatever the fuck it's called over there. But
Royale with cheese.
Yeah, Royale.
You have to.
But the guy's like, and I said, let me get no onions on it because nobody likes onions.
Nobody likes onions, sure.
And the guy's like, no custom orders.
Wait. We have to pause and say how fucking perfect, because we never announced who you were.
No.
And then you actually had an opportunity to use your show's name. That was fucking pure comedy. And if you're not applauding out there in fucking listener land, you're out of your fucking mind. Patrick, that was
Thank you.
Grade A professional comedy. The fact that we're not bigger than this Pete Harms is insane.
Did his show didn't get canceled? You were kidding.
No, it did.
It's still on.
Yeah, but it's done. It didn't get picked up.
They're not going to order anymore.
Yeah.
It's you don't like it, but I'm not shitting you. I think I love his fucking style of comedy.
I do, but I think and he talked about it. I love his show. I actually do. I've listened to every episode, believe it or not. Really.
I hate the political part where he has to have like Whitney Cummings on.
He's not.
It's just like he doesn't give a fuck.
These TV projects are just not. They're not showing the realness. His podcast, I think, is perfect for who he is.
I've never heard that.
I love it. I've listened to every episode, and I continue to listen and be a fan of it because it's him doing what he wants to do.
But but I'm talking about his monologues and the shit that is him. Are very it's very funny. And
if I didn't hear his podcast and know how much better he could be, I would say the same thing.
But I'm talking about the moments where he like breaks.
It's just not good enough. We need better. We need better. Just needs to be fucking better, dude. I don't have an idol. I want a fucking idol. I want somebody I go, that's who I want to be. I don't have that person. That's a shame.
Jennifer Hudson?
Yeah, you're right. And I'm proud to be. Doesn't she sing the Star Spangled Banner all the time?
Just at home?
Amazing Grace. Jesus. Every black chick thinks that they could sing Amazing Grace and I'm going to fucking tear up. It ain't happening. Oh,
they make a song about God, about them.
Can we bring up Dookie real quick?
Oh, sure. Do you want to get your people involved?
I would love to. Anytime. Are you over it yet is what I wanted to ask.
No, I'm mad that not enough is happening.
Yeah, I was trying to, and I said this to my listeners today during the show. I said, so much more could happen if you actually be the guy who gets involved with it. Like
everybody thinks somebody else will do it.
Exactly. So Patrick has a new fool, a new buffoon, like we find all the time. And her name is Dookie, Ayanna Dookie. And this girl is one of these fucking out-of-touch dipshits that is at least a month's worth of radio gold for your show. And your listeners love it too. However, last night when we were trying to get this hashtag going on Twitter, not enough people were doing it. And I was like, guys, you're here, you're typing in the chat. Type on Twitter, make something happen, because if you don't do it, nobody else is going to do it. You know what I mean? And they're right there. They're doing it. They're obviously into it. They're in the chat. They're doing the typing. They go into the groups. They do the typing. But when you tell them to go tweet and do this stuff, they think, I'm just a watcher of the show. Somebody else does that. And I got to say, and that's why I started doing it. I watch your show all the time, and I go, you know what? I got to start doing the doing. Because it really does take that power. It's like you got to...
For a lot of people, it doesn't make sense. But this woman, if we do it just a little, she will react.
Somebody says, love the Dookie saga. Didn't know people weren't getting involved.
People can find her on Twitter and Instagram at @Dookie.
I did so many. What's the hashtag? Keeping up with Dookie.
Yeah.
Hashtag everything this week with keeping up with Dookie. Here's the thing with it.
She's tried for 6 months to get this hashtag to take off. No one else has ever, I'm not shitting you, ever used it.
Of course.
And now we're just flooding it.
It's the most popular it's ever been. And here's the thing, listeners, the guys who really like the show, not the listeners that don't use the chat, not the listeners that don't message, not the listeners that don't use the groups on Facebook, the ones who do.
30 of you that we like.
Yeah. Do get involved. I mean, you're already involved. I'm not asking the guy who's actually married and has a fucking life to get involved. I'm asking the listener that is right now in the chat and he's on his fucking 800th fucking chat message. Go fucking be behind our back. We need your back, dude. Well, we want your back.
Because the people who love this stuff on the show need to understand that if you help, it will prolong and intensify the fight. Like,
it really is. Like, especially your show and my show. We really, our listeners, I'm not even kidding right now. I usually would be kidding. But our listeners are part of how this works. Right. No matter how you want to think of it, I know we used to think it was gay. I did, at least. I used to poo-poo that. Now I'm into it. I know there's dorks and I know there's cool people. I've met them. But it really is a unique thing to be part of it. Adam Carolla, when he says you're part of it, he's lying to you. He is not hanging out. You are not part of his show. When Joe Rogan says, hey, you guys are all part, you're not. You're consuming, but you're not really part of it. When me and Patrick say it, we're the only two podcasters that have done this from nothing.
I don't get when he talks about being independent. It's like you have a staff of like 8.
And you have major corporations on board.
But also you have a staff of
Jimmy
like
Kimmel.
8.
It's unbelievable. And if you thought about it for more than 2 seconds, you know Adam Carolla is not independent. Patrick and I are independent. There is no other entity helping us, paying us, promoting us. There isn't. It's just
I've done
you.
All that. It's just not worth it.
No, I know, but it's just you now.
Yeah.
And it's just me now. Adam Carolla has...
Can you imagine coming in to do your show and sitting down and having somebody just pitch news stories at you?
And like, that's fine. Listen, I want that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying if you want to say you're independent, be independent. You ain't independent, Adam Carolla. You haven't been for the last 40 fucking years. You've been working for major...
I think he's great. I think he's really funny, but he's so out of touch.
He's out of touch. He's very funny, and he's right about a million things.
I mean, everything I fucking say, how come nobody gets mad at Adam Carolla when he says cunt? Because he doesn't care.
No, they do. But he doesn't care. He talks about it all the time. It's
never like front page news.
No, he is a great man. Listen, he really is. He gets told no every day, and he says yes. And you know what? I can't fault him for that. He is out of touch, but...
No, but he's being taken advantage of by people close to him.
Well, he's just... If you don't know, you don't know. Not everybody knows how to make a website, you know?
And yeah, but the people around him aren't making his show as good as it can be, and
not at all.
Service to him.
I agree with that 100%.
Like, can you imagine if he hired you and me and fired everyone else?
He would be almost a billionaire.
Right.
He would be almost a billionaire. I've always said, me and you have probably made the most money for the size of our audience ever.
Sure.
I'm not kidding. I don't think there's anybody else but you who has made as much money as me as the size of our audience is. There's no one.
Without something to kickstart your show initially.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, as far as capitalizing on the little we have in a good, honest way. I'm not saying in a bad way.
Right.
But if I were Adam Carolla, I wouldn't need to do shit. I'd be a billionaire off t-shirts. So you know what I mean? Like, Jesus Christ. If I was Joe Rogan, you wouldn't hear about naturebox.com, baby. You would hear about a t-shirt and that's it. And I'd fucking be rich off a t-shirt.
And that's the thing too, that like the disingenuous nature of every ad, like personal loans over the internet. Yeah. Like you've never gotten a loan.
Go to my PC. Use that all the time, baby. Yeah. That's what you. And if you know what, if you really love a company, you want to promote it, I do it all the time. But he doesn't fucking know any of these people.
He's the type of dude who didn't even write his own books.
No. You know, he's a money guy. He admits it. He says he doesn't even enjoy shows. He doesn't enjoy any of this. He talks about it every day. This is just a money grab.
That he has so much going on.
Yeah, he's lost, man, because nobody's telling him no, ever. He's very lost. But it doesn't matter. I mean, he's you know, if you want to be a not bratty consumer, you got to admit he's given a lot. He's given a lot of free, sweet shit as far as talking goes.
He's right about most shit that he talks about.
He really is. And believe me, other people in comedy ain't saying it.
I used to hear him bash cops, and I'd be like, what the fuck is he... But, you know, like, he's right about when they, like, just give out tickets for bullshit shit.
No,
and
he's completely right. And you know what? At least he's doing the unpopular thing and not worrying about what fucking Chris Hardwick thinks and Cameron Esposito. He doesn't give a shit. So you got to give it to him for that. Because that's hard to do when you're that big.
Off?
I despise. I just do. I don't like activists. I think they're caught up in a world that thinks they're ugly. That's what it is.
What type of person do you hate more, Cameron Esposito or Dookie?
Cameron Esposito. You know, Dookie is just an ignorant. Doesn't she come off as more ignorant than selfish? She just comes off as dumb. Dookie to me comes off as that's your average.
She's that hyper cocky, super aggressive.
No, it's bad. She really, this Dookie, what is it? Ayanna
Dookie.
Ayanna Dookie. Check her out on Facebook. She is an enemy this month. And she needs to get, you know why? Because she thought she fucking ruled. You know, Luxter said it best when he said, this bitch thought that she was the shit. She takes no prisoners. But she ain't. She takes no prisoners in a make-believe land where nobody's challenging her.
Right. That's the thing. It's like, if you're an aggressive black female with a mohawk and you go like, I don't give a fuck, shit, I'm getting on stage. Like, no one's going to say anything to you because you're crazy.
See, this is what I think is great. And this is why, Patrick, believe it or not, and this is why I always say fuck stand-up comedy to you. You're very important because there are very few people, who are actually, I know it's going to sound corny, speaking their mind. There are very few. Think about, Patrick, think about how many people do you know who are saying shit that you think and want to hear? How many people? 4 total? In the world that you know?
Everybody's so worried about what people will think about what they have to say instead of just being honest with what they have to say.
You're one of the very few. Even in terms of, listen, in terms of all the people that you hear about there should be millions of people who say what they actually think, and there's not.
And I have to cut people out of my life because they're so fake. I can't have a real conversation with them, and it sucks. Like, they'll be like genuine friends, but I know I can't do this anymore.
And it really, I mean, think about it. It's not comedy scene. It's not anything. That's the way the world fucking works. It's driven by fucking fear. And that's why I listened, to Nobody Likes Onions, because I know that I'm not getting a bullshit, I'm doing this because I want to excel at comedy show. I'm getting exactly what you want to give me. And a lot of times it's not what you would expect from a show.
No.
And you don't get, really, in my show too, I mean, I think the same thing. And that's why I listen to your show, because you're, for better or worse, going to give your version of what you think a show should be, not anyone else's. And that's every time I tune in. You never phone it in for somebody else wants, and every other show does. Yours does not. And that's why I listen to it. I listen to you, Opie and Anthony, Ron and Fez, Joe Rogan, and then the rest just get worse and worse and closer to enemy lines. It really does. And for me to listen to your show over all the shows that are available, to me that it means something. To me, it means that something is special there.
Means you got a lot of time.
I don't think so at all. I don't think I got a lot of time.
Oh, you disagree?
Maybe. But I like listening to it because I know that some days it could be tragic.
It could be fun. It could be sad.
Yeah. That's what I like. But I really do like that about that. Not saying that it's bad, because I don't think tragic or a disaster is bad. I think it's good. If I'm listening to a show, I think it means it's good. If I'm tuned in, it's fucking good. Why? I mean, why would I? I'm not going to listen to something that's fucking shit. You just don't do that. So if I'm listening to something, it's going to be good. And I like knowing that you don't know what's going to happen. You could get in a fight with the dude, or somebody could call in and get in a fight, or...
Yeah, it could get awkward as shit.
To me, I love that. And no shows fucking do that.
No, they cut the feed.
They cut it. Everyone wants to get along, and it's like, I wish Mark Maron and Rogan would remember that's why you guys got popular to begin with. You had beefs. You had Mencia, you had the Dane Cook shit, you had the... Yeah,
well, it's like when people say, like, on a first date, you should never talk about politics or religion. It's like, oh, why? So we can really get to like each other before we find out we hate...
Yeah, let's get this thing going.
Right. It's like... Yeah, if I wanted to just make sure there's never any confrontation, we could just joke about Miley Cyrus every day, because she's a safe, fun target. Everybody likes
exactly. Her. So I like that. I was just complaining the other day. I go, none of my podcasts have drama right now. And then you got this Dookie thing. Finally, there's a little bit, but I need to feel more of her pain.
No, people need to tweet her.
And there needs to be constant. You know, you have such the power. I always say, you know, you have, and you don't have to listen to any of this, but
yeah, you're getting real suck up.
I know, but you have the ability to take on the things we hate, and that's your fucking role. I think your role is to take on the things we hate and not try to fit into it, and that's why I hate when you audition. I hate when you fucking hang around comics that you know you don't like. I sit there screaming, going, fucking Patrick is sitting there. He fucking hates you. You're useless to him. I sit there listening to your show, hearing these comedians, and I can hear the thoughts inside your head where you're going, yeah, you thought that was fucking funny? You fucking... I know you're thinking that. I know. But I also know the fact that, hey, this guy's... You're friends with him. There's nothing wrong with him. Why start a fucking thing? I know that feeling too, and but I feel like you need to be, you know, that feeling in your gut that you have, and that's fucking fuck these people. And I think you need to go more towards that.
I just don't know how anybody feels like they're alive when they just sit there and regurgitate all the things their friends think.
That's what most people do, and I don't think any of these comics think for themselves. I think a real stand-up comic, the ones that actually get popular. Let me rephrase that.
Really? Because Whitney Cummings has her second special.
The majority of stand-up comics are fake. The majority. There are very few. I would say there's like 3 for every 100 that are real deals that should be talking to the public. The rest are just filler and garbage.
Oh, somebody mentioned Josh in my chat room. You should, Josh is going to start a Kickstarter for a vinyl version of his album.
Josh is the perfect example of somebody that needs to slow down. He is good, but he needs to like reevaluate and like work on like I don't know.
I just said I don't know if it's smart to. He wants to change the name and the cover, but it's going to be the same album. And I go, people are going to be pissed when they buy it again.
He shouldn't even do stand up. He should do podcasting because he's more of a. You can see that he has gears going and he has good ideas, but he's kind of a chode. You know what I mean? Like he blows it by being a fucking blowhard, right? No, you don't have to agree with that.
A little dookie.
But maybe he will round himself out. A lot of people do.
I think he's got that same thing where he cares. It's almost like, I do. He does have good ideas, and he's not an asshole. And
he's smart.
He's more worried about what people will think about what he's doing than what he's doing.
He's way too into like the celebrity part of being a badass than actually being a badass is what I think.
Right.
Like he talks more than I don't know. I just don't buy it yet. But I feel like I could buy it like in 20 years. You know what I mean? Like once he rounds himself out like a lot of these people do.
Like if you put as much into that sketch as you did telling everyone about that sketch, it might have been better.
Exactly. No, you're 100% right. And I don't think that's but I
feel bad because when I want to give him actual legitimate criticism, he just takes it as, you just hate on everything I do.
And it's very hard. It would be extremely hard to give him that advice without it being an awkward, weird, not productive situation.
But I would have told anybody that video should have been half that length.
Oh, yeah. I couldn't watch it. I didn't watch the whole thing. I couldn't. Do the production value, but with a quarter of the time, and I would have watched it and it might have been good, and I don't think that's the direction he should be in. I don't. I think that's a waste of his time. I think he's trying to show off. You don't make a video. What are you going to make a video? Talk from the heart. Just fucking talk from the heart. And don't do it in a shock jock way. Be real and just keep being real.
That's the other thing. And I've told him that a million times. It's I think you just say things sometimes or tweet things. Like sometimes you'll just read his tweet and it's just like there's no reason for that tweet. Like it's not funny enough to tweet other than you just want to upset women.
But can't you tell that he was a guy who's been excluded before? You can just tell. He's a fucking guy that was on the outskirts of the other guys. Always. And he's fucking grasping at every opportunity he can to be on the inside, and he ain't.
I don't know. I mean, all I know about his childhood is he grew up in Philly. He was in bands.
Yeah, but you don't get a genuine feel from him yet. But it's there. There's something there.
No, that's been my whole thing is that I think he's fake, and he worries about what other... Do you remember the time he told me he was in a plane crash?
He does.
That I called him out on it, and he was like, "Yeah, I was lying. I wasn't in a plane crash." Like, what the fuck?
I feel like he doesn't.
Like, that's insane.
He doesn't think that that's a lie, though. He thinks that that's, hey, man, that's. But he doesn't. It's not clear. It's like a lot of people do that, where they think that, hey, I'm just talking on the radio.
No, it was off the radio when he told me.
Yeah. Okay.
We were just talking about something that happened at an airport while we were there. And he's like, I was in this plane crash one time where the landing gear wouldn't come down. We had to just, bank it onto the thing. And we just scraped the whole plane and it was spinning and they had to use the foam.
And it doesn't feel right, right? It doesn't feel right.
Yeah. But then he's just like, that was his excuse. Was like, oh, well, I read about it and I wanted to make it seem like, I wanted you to actually listen to me. So
it's a slippery slope. You can't.
It's a slippery slope, but especially when I start going, were you really in that crash, dude?
But it's too late now.
And he's going like, yeah.
Because it's too late. You can't look at someone's eyes and say, nah, I wasn't. Like, what the fuck? That's creepy. If somebody said, nah, you got me, I'd be like, what's wrong with you? So you have to commit
but after
to it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just shit like that. It's like, dude, I'll be your friend because I like you. You don't have to impress me with
exactly. That's the thing about Josh. I would like him. I would like him if I felt he was being honest, but I don't feel he's being honest.
He knew famous people and he was going to get them on the show, and it turns out he's just friends with them on Facebook. Like, it's just like,
and the Twitter thing. And you don't have to throw him under the bus. So that's not what I'm asking. But
I've
there's a block there. But I feel like he could overcome that. I feel like he could get past that block, but that's what the block is.
My whole thing about the Twitter thing argument with him is that he's just buying fans. He's following people to make them follow him, and he argues that no, once they stick around for more than a couple days, they're legit fans.
Which may be true, but he's always cheating to win. No, but
here's why it's not true. Because if I go right now and search for Survivors Anonymous, his video,
which was overdoing it.
Which he tweeted about and Facebooked about every day, and won't even put on YouTube. So it has 940 views, and it's been up for 2 months. So I'm just saying, if only 940 people out of your 70,000 will click a free link,
then what good is it to have?
And by the way, 100 of those are you and your friends.
Yeah. And me, people fucking despise you.
So to do a Kickstarter for your album for vinyl, what are you going to charge? $25 for vinyl and then shipping?
Again, it's a delusion.
It's a 2-year-old album, and you might, I don't know how many copies you've sold online, but let's say you've sold 500.
It's a fantasy.
It's just nobody's.
You want to pretend that you're selling it on vinyl and tell people that it's on vinyl, but it ain't on fucking vinyl. Nobody wants that. You know, you want to fucking do what you hear other people are doing. I don't like that. I don't like that dishonesty.
Or if you want to do it with your next album. But there's no point in like now going back after you've already exhausted your audience. It's like if you can only get 900 people to click a free link, you're not going to get 500 or 200 to buy a vinyl album.
See, but he does fucking surf that line between that, the problem, and also being a good contributor. Like, he's good on your show.
No, I like him and I'm friends with him. The things that I don't like about him, I've told him to his face on the show. I feel like you're kind of fake. I feel like you only do certain comedy bits to piss people off, to be the guy who's edgy.
Because when I call in and I go, I hate Josh Denny's album, you sit there fucking holding in giggles. You sit there going, it's like, you fucking know.
Funny.
Yeah, I know, and I understand that how you can't say that to him, but at the same time, his fucking album is aggressive and overdoing it. It's like, it's not, you're not there yet. You're not in this position to posture and yell yet. You haven't developed that yet. Nothing fits there. And that's why you don't see true Josh Denny fans. You see people that tolerate him, but you don't see true.
But that's why I want to, like, I get it. You have 70,000 Twitter followers. I want to, learn and be open-minded to that shit. But when you tell me that you could sell 500 tickets to a show that we self-produce in New York, it's like...
But you can't.
Yeah,
you haven't seen those numbers come to life.
Right. And take it from a guy who does events. Like, it doesn't matter how many downloads you're getting in an area.
No.
Like, I wouldn't go see a live podcast. I wouldn't.
No, I haven't. I listen to Adam Carolla. He comes to town. I don't fucking go. I don't care about any of that stuff. So it's, the majority doesn't do that. It's that minority.
That's something married people do and think they're having a wild night out.
Yeah. I would never go see Carolla live. That's for fucking, I don't want to call my listeners who come to our live shows tools, but you're tools.
Maybe this is why your last one was held in a kitchen.
Yeah, exactly. I don't mind though. Listen, I'm very # blessed. The fact that we could be doing this at all is I was talking about this, hours ago. If you compare us to the people that are more successful than us, sure, we have a problem, but compare yourself to everyone on Earth, and you're pretty high up there.
Well, yeah, I told you I was hanging out. I've been dating this actress.
Yeah. And how's that going?
I was just laying in bed the other day with her, and I'm just thinking, so many people have to get up and go to work. I don't even know what day this is.
Exactly. You know how many days I didn't know? I don't know what a Wednesday is usually. I get confused.
Like
that rules.
As much as I bitch about being broke, you can't put a value on.
You really can't, and it sounds beneficial to us to talk that way right now, but really, it's like, dude, anyone who listens to this show is, would love that freedom. I gotta say, most people would love that freedom. You forget. Shame on us for being depressed. I probably woke up at 12 today, just based on my body not wanting to sleep anymore. It wasn't right. There was no
where
alarm.
The bed starts to hurt.
Yeah, no alarm clock is involved in my decisions.
I woke up accidentally and I remembered I had a doctor's appointment at noon.
Yeah, I mean those are the most stressful times. So yeah, if I'm going to compare myself to George Clooney, this blows. But if I'm going to compare myself to Pistachio Face, who works at Popeyes, this is pretty good. Yeah. This is pretty. This rules.
I was thinking that about her too. Like, so both of us don't have like jobs like that. So, I mean, how many times have you been dating a girl where she's like, "I got to be at work at 7?"
I know that.
Like, okay.
Doesn't that suck?
And then they wake you up and kill you.
Yeah, and you're like, God damn it! I got this girl that I really like here. And she's constantly, she goes, well, I got to work 7 days a week. And I'm so unattracted to her want to go to work. It's like, if I was a chick, I'd be like, cha-ching, I found a dude, no more work. And I'd be proud of that. That's cool. Why would you want to work? Why would you want to be a slave? You should celebrate not working. That should be a goal, to not work. It's cool. To me, if you don't work, you fucking solve the riddle. You fucking win. You don't have to fucking be a slave.
Well, you just if you're doing what you want to be doing for work, I think. Some people like that.
Or that. Yeah.
There's the guy who wins the lottery and doesn't quit his job. Some people like that structure.
But you get to a point where it's like, I love this. I mean, if this is going to be my work for the rest of my life, this is fucking great. But wouldn't it be awesome to just feel awesome 24/7 without doing anything? It would rule to not have to fucking, because sometimes before a show I'm like, I can't believe I gotta, because it is a lot of energy to do a good show.
But that's even easier than imagine like stand up is like at 8 o'clock you have to be in this mood.
Yeah, that's crazy.
See, you can always just go, I'm not doing a show.
Exactly.
But it's crazy to like have your girlfriend dump you and then be like, well, I got to be on stage in 30.
Yeah, to me, that's why I couldn't do it, man. I couldn't force myself. I would have to be in the mood. If I was in the mood, I'd be like, fuck it, I'm going up, put me on the list. But if I'm not in the mood, I'm like, oh, this is like awful.
Because it's acting to a certain extent, which is why I only have fun when I'm in the moment. I mean, You've seen my shows. Yep. I love the crowd shit.
That's why I've always said, I know you're the type of guy, you're not a fraudulent dude. Like, it doesn't matter if people like you, if they hate you, but you're not fraudulent. You're seeing more of what you actually want from you than most people.
Right.
Whether it's good or bad. And I appreciate that.
If I have to abandon my material, my show doesn't go down in quality. My off-the-cuff shit is just as funny as...
Yeah.
So you won't get that from a lot of comics, which is why like a heckler can just bring a comic down, and it's like, because you don't know.
Exactly. That's what I think about my show. It's like, just because I'm not in the mood to be the funniest and follow my scripted or my show notes doesn't mean I'm not going to give you something that you should listen to.
You know, I hate Drew Michael.
Me too. Of course, we all hate him. He's a Jewish.
I think if he couldn't do something he's pre-scripted in his mind, he'd be lost.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? Like every Facebook post feels like he's practiced it in front of a mirror.
He gets up. He's. I don't think he's legitimate, and I've said that on the show a million times. I don't think.
Oh, you used to suck his dick.
No, you know what? Because I've been impressed.
One of the biggest comics of our time.
No, I've been impressed by him many times. Now, my opinion of him, which my opinion changes and fluctuates every fucking minute because I'm a psycho, but my opinion of him now is he's a mean Jewish person. He is a bad man.
But everything he said is just a canned like. He's like a more well thought out Josh.
It's about him. You know what? I've gotten to a point where I could recognize, are you doing this for ego or are you doing it for fucking the sake of it being good? You know, and there is a difference between people who are doing it for them and people who also don't care. Like when I listen to you, I don't feel like you're doing it for you necessarily. I don't feel like you're being selfish and a pig. I feel like you're doing it for you, but it also has value to other people. When I hear Drew, I feel like he's only doing it to make himself look good and not about what people need or what. It's weird. It's a tough one, man. I get confused with that one. But something about Drew Michael's performance looks just shady to me. There's something untrustworthy about it, and it seems selfish. And it's weird. That's how I judge people's performances. I go, are you the real deal, or are you fucking scheming me? You know, and it has nothing to do with like the funniest or the best. It's always come down to, especially with comedic stuff, it's always come down to, are you fucking being honest with me right now, or are you trying to emulate a guy that you think looks cool? You know.
Yep.
And I think a lot of comics come off as emulating what they think we want instead of being themselves and a point that we need to hear. You know.
Did you decide not to sell your Bitcoins?
I sold my Bitcoins.
Oh, shit.
And we are accepting Bitcoin for Barmy. And as soon as you give it to me, I'm selling it. And I'm sick of hearing people ask me, why are you selling it? I'm selling it because I want fucking money. I don't want to hold on to Bitcoin. I don't have any money. $500 to me is a lot of money.
That's sad.
Sorry, man. It's sad.
Yep.
Sorry. I don't know what else I could do. This is as good as it's going to get here.
Bitcoin is money, Mike.
I understand that, but Bitcoin don't buy me girls' dinners.
Yeah, it does. Where do you want to go?
It does not.
There's gift cards for most of the finer TGI Fridays.
Can I tell you a realistic fear in my life? The only fear I have is I'm not going to have the money when the girl says she wants something. That's the only fear. Otherwise, I'd be totally fine.
That's a sad fear.
It's not. It's everyone's fear.
Have you seen A Million Ways to Die in the West?
Yeah, I hated it.
When Amanda Seyfried's like, buy me something. I hope it's expensive.
Not that, but it's like if a girl asks you, like, you can't not have money if you're on a date. You will be, it will ruin everything.
If like your card gets declined.
Exactly. You can't, and you don't, it's not like you want to brag, but if you go on a date and you have $39 on your card and it's fucking 41, you're fucking fucked and she's done with you. It does not matter. That you've just changed the dynamic of everything.
Sounds like you're dating the wrong girls.
Maybe. I only date girls that are very ugly and mean.
Why don't you date a girl that likes you for you?
There's no such thing. There's no such thing. Every girl needs to know that she is completely 100% taken care of. Otherwise, she is a fucking unibrow or she's Mexican.
A lot of these Mexicans are nice girls.
They're very nice, but I can't be with one. It's just embarrassing.
Remember when you were in love with Sahar?
That never fucking happened. Don't even tell people that. That's embarrassing. My brother was, remember?
Do you remember that waitress? What was her name?
Haley.
Oh, with the tits?
Hi, I'm Haley. I got trailer park smiles.
Oh, God. She really did have.
She loved you.
White. She's like, he wears hoodies.
She just looked shabby. Like her fucking smile.
No, she had that white trash trailer park face.
Yeah. Those eyes, those squinty fucking eyes.
She's like, flash forward 5 years, she'll be like making Rice Krispie treats and dirty ketchup. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She fucking loved you.
Ugh.
She loved you and Bridenstine. You were on a love triangle for a while.
Yeah. Yep.
She was always like, Bridenstine and Patrick want to double penetrate me.
Oh, God. Then she came out to your show.
This girl, her name was Haley.
In L.A.
Oh, yeah. She showed up in
And then she just acted like an asshole to me.
Did
like
you ever...
I did something wrong because I made fun of her to everybody?
Did you ever do anything with her?
No. Never touched her.
Bridenstine did.
Oh, yeah.
He fucked her and kissed her.
Did you? You were the one who told me he's dating a black girl now.
Bridenstine is dating one of the Planet of the Apes. Okay. She is... I don't care. If he wants to get mad at me, I don't care. Dude, it's shocking what you're dating. And I'm not saying she's bad.
Okay.
I'm saying... No. I'm saying you have to understand that when you show up...
What's her name? Do you know?
It's like Gungchuk. I'm telling you, it's not of this earth.
I gotta go on Facebook.
She is.
I don't think I'm friends with Brido anymore.
She's Princess Toadstool if you fucking just drank too much at the barbecue and let it burn. She's fucking. Imagine who's that fucking dude with the fucking mushroom head in Mario? What's his name? Toad? What is his fucking name? That kid. Remember, there was a kid with a mushroom head. Am I fucking crazy?
I'm trying to find his girlfriend. It says relationship status single.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to. He want to make sure his commercial opportunities are fucking pure. What? Listen, Mike Bridenstine showed up at a Redbar event at Mike's brother Stan David's house. He shows up with a fucking chick straight out of Africa. I'm not kidding. Her hair matched her face, and her shirt matched her face, and her fucking everything matched the night. She was fucking black as shit, and I don't have a problem with that. But when you're Mike, hold on, real. When you're Mike Bridenstine and you show up with somebody who's
I found a picture.
Okay, can you link me to it so I can put it up on the screen? Because when you're Mike Bridenstine, you show up with her and pretend there's no questions needed to be asked. Shame on you. Because come on. Like, I'm not going to be a little fucking shocked. She is fucking so black. And again, that's not bad. But Mike Bridenstine has never shown up with even a fucking...
I Facebooked.
Kind of black chick. Oh, you Facebooked it. Okay. Look at this chick. And I don't care if he gets mad. This chick is a fucking negress. Okay. Wait till you see this. You're going to think it's a fucking gag for fucking April Fools. Look at this.
She looks like she's in a McDonald's commercial.
Look at this. And everybody in the chat now, I'm going to wait 45 seconds till the fucking delay ends so I can see them laughing because this is important to me. Because he thought he could just show up with her, no questions asked, and I'm the asshole for giving a fucking glance. Are you out of your fucking mind?
They're in Europe together.
If they were even talking to each other at a bar, I would step in and ask him if he needs help. I'd be concerned. The fact that he's fucking dating her, and the best of the best part of the story is she showed up to the party, and I'm not kidding, 100% said, hell no, call me an Uber. And he goes,
no, she left?
She would not, from minute one, flat out told all of us that we were honkies, and I quote,
"No.
I swear on my life." And she made him get her an Uber and said, "I'm fucking out of here." And he was like joking with her. He's like, "I told you probably wouldn't like this." And she wouldn't even say hi to us. I'm 100% serious. She took one look at us before the event even started and said, "Hell no," which I respect. But at the same time, I'm going to say hell no when it comes to chewing on your fucking magenta snatch. Because this woman, I mean, is not for a white person. I'm sorry. It just doesn't go together. And people are all laughing. Look at the chat room. They're all having a field day. We're not racist. I have no problem with you. I have no problem with you having a job as fucking Jimi Hendrix. But
Jesus.
But don't date Mike Bridenstine. You're screwing up my whole fucking system. You don't even look like you like each other, for God's sake. I'm looking at this picture. I dare you two to kiss. Because you fucking don't go together. You just don't. It doesn't look right. And you don't even fucking make eyes at each other. It just doesn't fucking work. And if it does, if I'm the 1% chance wrong that I could be, God love you. God bless you. But you need to show that to the world. You can't just be these fucking, she's a crit ball and you're a fucking dude from Chicago who's had too many beers this month. And now you're going to be together? It looks strange. I can't even imagine you having a business relationship. Let alone a kissing one. It just looks fake. Patrick, I know you have an issue with this. Doesn't mean you're racist.
I don't have any problem with her.
Yeah. Would you take this person to Italy?
Yep.
Okay.
And leave her.
Yeah. Put her in a cannon and fire her into the ocean. Oh, God. She's not even an attractive nigga. She's a fucking burnt black fucking black
This seems
person. Yeah, this seems bad. Let's see what people are saying in the chat. Does she have bangs and an afro? Somebody says, nice traditional African necklace. These are not positive comments so far. Haha, meet the creeps, someone says. Another person just says, ha 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 ha. Somebody says, it must be nighttime in Nigeria. Okay. Now you're acting like Josh. But if you show up to a party like this for the first time with a very ethnic black and then get mad at people for fucking raising an eyebrow, basically all you've done is played a prank on them. So shame on you. You know, if I fucking showed up with this to any party and people didn't go, what's going on?
There's a new link.
Okay, let's see. I mean, if I showed up, Patrick, to a party with this girl holding her hand, you would think it was a bit, right?
There's a new link.
Okay. Let's see. This is a video. Let me lower the volume a bit.
Yeah.
She is playing air guitar, and all you can see is the white of her V-neck, which has not been a stereotype yet. Oh, you see those blacks? You could only see them from the white of the V-necks. It's fucking brand new.
Can you full screen?
Now it says, Mike Bridenstine commented, I date her. Let's full screen this. Patrick, I trust that this is going to be demoralizing.
I haven't watched it.
Okay. She is playing air guitar, which, by the way, I probably wouldn't play into the Hendrix shit if I were a girl with an afro.
It's like those wigs they sell at Spencer's.
It's Sideshow Bob's hair if it was a fake wig at Spencer's, yeah. It's a joke of an afro. Like, it's, by the way, it's not like a little afro. It's twice the size of her body width. It's insane. If I wore this afro, you go, Mike, we don't like you. This wouldn't be accepted unless I was a real legitimate angry black woman like her. Okay, let's see. Mike Bridenstine, if you're listening to this, Well, so long, buddy. Okay, here it is. Oh my God. So this is her playing air guitar. Other people have titled it as Nigga Gets Electrocuted.
Oh my God.
So that's either Mike Bridenstine's girlfriend doing air guitar or my favorite title, Nigga Gets Electrocuted.
My impression of a Chuck E. Cheese animatronic.
Yeah, exactly.
Jesus.
And that's fine. I could still like her. That doesn't mean I hate her. That means I found out the funniest stuff fucking about her, and I said it out loud. The fact that Mike Bridenstine can't find the comedy in dating, I don't even know. There's so many names for her that I can't think of the best one. What are those spear chucking guys?
Oh, God. Here's a new link.
Okay. Let's see this.
In case you wanted to make your own Christmas card.
My God. I'm going to zoom in on this, guys. This is a beautifully shot black and white candid
God.
of Mike and Whoopsie dancing. And again, I don't buy it. It just doesn't look fucking real. Mike Bridenstine is the whitest type of guy you could be. And she is the most Ashanti type of person you could be. She literally, it's like, really doesn't look right.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I can't even see you guys talking. It just doesn't look right. That's not to say you're not in love. I'm not saying that. But don't pretend that this isn't something you need to explain prior to bringing her to an event. Right? You can't just show up with this.
This looks like clip art.
Yeah. This looks like something you're trying to get a stock website for a fucking loan company up. Here's two. Yeah.
Like we paid using PayPal.
Yeah. Diversity. Okay. There's no such thing as diversity amongst people that are always looking to find a problem. Like us. Again, he knows who I am, and he just shows up at this event, and he goes, hey, this is my girlfriend. I go, okay!
You can't say her name without drama.
No, I don't even know her name. I go, is this somebody from America's Top Model? Otherwise, she has to...
She's tagged in that photo.
What could her name possibly be? It can't be a regular name. Is it Victoria Murray?
I think so.
Victoria Murray. Everybody fucking death threat her. No, I'm kidding. Nobody would do that. I don't know. You know what? I can't say she's nice because she left that party. That story was no fibbing. She goes, I'm fucking out of here. Ooh, she's friends with Sabrina Kaganata. I hate this chick. This is her cousin or sister is part of that collective group.
I don't know who that is.
Sarah
Palin.
Who is her mutual friend? Let's see.
I gotta get out of here.
Okay.
I gotta...
Hold on, I want to tell you this inside shit real quick. Abby Robertson. You know her from the collective?
Not really.
Okay. All right, Patrick.
I know the name, but I don't know who. Why? Okay. What about her?
Oh, nothing. Patrick Melton, everybody, from Nobody Likes Onions. You could sign up for, what is it, the onion dose.
Yep. It's on sale.
Sign up. You
lowered it to $8.
NobodyLikesOnions.com/barmy.
That works, actually.
Yeah, sign up. You'll hear Josh Denny, Al Jackson. I'm going to be a guest on Nobody Likes Onions in a couple weeks.
Sure.
Big deal. Finally. I haven't been a guest on your show in, 9 years?
It's been since at least yesterday.
Oh, yeah. I was on the last show. Yeah. Fucking tune in to Nobody Likes Onions. Hear my take on the society and all that.
You got to hear about Dookie. tomorrow.
Yes. Guys, if you want to hear me, I was on your show for, 15-20 minutes.
Yeah, you were mad that I didn't keep her on the phone.
So that's worth listening to your latest episode. It's up on your feed right now, right?
No, it'll be there tomorrow.
Oh, it's not up. What number episode will it be, so people know?
1032.
1032. I call in to talk about a problem that we've been having in our society called Dookie. This is real. Ayana Dookie.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, I gotta go.
Patrick Melton, everybody, from Nobody Likes Onions.
Bye.
Bye. That was him. And coming up next, Brian Barris from the Ruthless Media Radio show. All right, I am ending the show unless people want to call in. I am exhausted here from this fucking rambling that comes from fucking nowhere. It's all shit and lies. 773-800-2980. Unless somebody calls in, I'm fucking out of here because I'm sick. Or you could Skype in Redbar Radio Show. Let's see what happens. I literally need to eat some food, go lay in bed, play with this fucking area. You go, double a little bit of juice. Let's see. It's the same dynamic as Louis C.K.'s ex-wife on the show. It doesn't fly. Was I really mean to Mike Bridenstine's girlfriend? Did that come off as not a friend? I certainly wouldn't want Mike Bridenstine hearing that going, what a shame. I thought people would be more mature this day and age. I'm sorry, man. She is too black for my understandings. And we'll just wait and see if there's any more phone calls. Otherwise, we're going to just get the hell out of here. Because this is just hell. We've been on the air now for, this is a real count of how long we've been on the air. 7 hours and 24 minutes. 7 hours and 24 minutes. It's a long time to be on the air straight. I got a London broil. You guys see my London broil on Instagram? Made a little London broil from Arrowhead beef today. Fucking delicious. I only ate a quarter of it. But tonight, after the show ends, all I'm doing is eating London broil. She's going to steal everything from Brido, somebody says. She's a thief. She's a crook. Let's do this. We'll do another weed bar, and then we'll take some calls.
Hey, I want you to meet Michael. Mike. Mikey? Mike. Right, turn around, man. Behind the mirror. No, Mikey.
Mike.
Here, action shot.
We'll be right back.
Oh, shit, wait a second. Get a speaker shot.